Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope that everyone is staying safe and sound in this pandemic, and I hope that everyone is ready to learn something new today. But first, if you like what you see, give me a big thumbs up. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Hit that bell notification so you know my videos come out. And please subscribe. By you subscribing to my channel, it shows you appreciate what I'm doing. And I thank all of you for doing so, and those who will subscribe in the future, which I know I will get more. Okay. I just want to say, I know that I'm using new equipment, so occasionally my O-ring does flash off my glasses, so I'll try not to face the camera too much for that. Okay. So today we're doing a lesson on Korean. Now, I thought I was going to do one on the blackboard, and when I went to find some information, I noticed this online, and I said, hey, instead of using the blackboard, let's use this. So let's get right into it. This is about ordering food in a Korean restaurant. Now, it doesn't have to be in Korea, it can be here. As all of you know, I studied Korean. I can go to a Korean restaurant and I have no trouble ordering food. But here I'm going to help you to do that. Okay? Hooray, you finally made it to South Korea or a Korean restaurant and are totally excited to get your trip or new life going. On top of all the dozens and dozens of sights to see and culture to experience that you have on your list, the list of foods to try is an even longer one. Your stomach will growl with hunger and desire every time you think about all the dishes of Korean food that you will soon feed in. But wait, now you find yourself getting a little nervous. It's your first time in the country or a Korean restaurant. You can hardly speak the language, and it just crossed your mind. You're not sure of the local restaurant etiquette either. How exactly does one order food in a Korean restaurant? And more importantly, how exactly does one do the food ordering in Korean? Keep reading, and right here, right now, you will learn exactly how. By the way, I did a video on Korean etiquette. Okay, so I will post that in the description. So if you want to know about Korean etiquette when going to restaurants, you can check out that video. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, invaluable phrases for ordering in a Korean at a restaurant. So the first one that they don't have it here that I would suggest is Myut Myungi. They're going to ask you as soon as you go in. Myut Myungi means how many people. So you don't have to answer in Korean if you don't want to. You could just 1, 2. Actually, 2 is Korean, 2. Okay, so you don't have to even answer in. They know the fingers. Okay, so, when they'll ask you how many, and you just answer one. Okay, so, menu cheongjuseyo. So, notice that these are romanized, so you can actually figure it out how to pronounce it. So if you can't read Korean itself, at least you can read the English. Just be careful, because some of it's not 100% exact, but it's pretty close. Now, I would just say menu juseyo. That's much easier. Menu, please. Usually the menu is visible on the wall of the restaurant, or it's waiting for you at the table already. On other occasions, the staff will bring you the menu as it begins at the table. However, if for some reason the menu isn't there, or you want to order more, you'll have to ask for the menu. The first asks for the menu, and the second asks for the menu board, which you'll encounter much more often. The only difference is that menu refers to the physical menu, or menu pan. Okay, so this one is very important. You want to call the waitress or the waiter Chogyo. It means, hey, you there. That's what it means. Chogyo. When you're ready to order, and there is no service button at the table, you may shout for the attention of the waiter with either of these words. Don't worry, it's very common, it's not impolite. Korean restaurants can be quite loud, so you'll need to say it loudly. Okay. next. So I will say this slowly. Okay. Chumun ha shige sayo. Okay. That means I will order now. Okay. Now, you don't really have to say that. You know, you could simplify it by saying just yogi, point to the menu, that's all. But I'll just let you know what it is. Okay, so they'll say, may I take your order? Which is the same thing. Jumon hashi ge soyo. So they'll say the same thing. You know, if they say it, usually they'll say it first. And then you don't have to reply. Okay. Okay. Ego juseo. Ego means this. Juseo means please. So get to know juseo. Juseo just means please. Every time because it's very polite. Juseo. Juseo. You can just point at the name of the picture or the menu item you wish to order and say this phrase. Okay. Ego, which means this. Okay. Now, I'm going to make the next one simpler, okay? So, instead of saying samgyeopsal iribun juseo, just say samgyeopsal juseo. Instead of saying takgalbi inbun juseo, just say, you know, takgalbi, which is chicken, juseo. Or what I would say, and this is how I would say, use your finger, or hana, or two. Very much easier, you know. I learned different ways. Here it's like you got to memorize too much stuff. So I think it would be easier for you to say that. When ordering certain foods, you may wish to order them by servings rather than separate dishes. Okay. Inborn is for serving, but you don't have to say serving. Okay. Okay. Very good phrase to remember. Ego, which means this. Moyeo means what? What is this? Okay. Or yogi mogo dorogo isayo. What's in this? Okay. Generally, if you just say, what is this? They will tell you what it is, you know, and what's in it. Here. Onul chuchon menyunun moyeyo means what is today's recommended menu. I don't personally suggest this one because they're going to sell you what they have a lot of rather than what you want. But, you know, you can do this. Okay, or udon shoul chuchon haseo. Okay, I really got to look at the Korean instead of the, because sometimes, you know, udon go sul chuchon haseo. See, so it's a little different when you look at this one and then when you look at the actual Korean. Okay, so what would you recommend? Okay, okay, or I would prefer yogi muago mashisayo, means what is delicious. Again, everything is delicious to them, okay? But you could do that. You know, a lot of Korean restaurants specialize in just one type of dish, but there are also many restaurants all around South Korea serving local and foreign dishes. With so many items on the menu, you'll find your head spinning. At these times like these, don't hesitate to ask the waiter for what they think is best on the menu. Basically, best means 최고입니다. So if you want to do that, you can do that too. So, 이거 좀 더 주세요 means give me more. So give me more of this. Point. Whenever you want to say, 이거 좀 더 주세요. Okay, most restaurants offer a range of side dishes. Side dishes are what we call panchan, to indulge with your main meal, and it's entirely possible and free for you to request a refill. I always do when I go to a Korean restaurant. So learn that. Okay, 이거 좀 더 주실래요 means more. Okay. Okay. Here, please bring me some water. Water is 물. You could just say 물 주세요. 물 please. Water please. Okay. You don't need to say 물 좀 주세요. You could just say 물 주세요, which is fine. So if you want more water, you just ask for more water. They don't charge you for water, so don't worry about it. Or tea, or whatever it is. Okay. This one, you know, I would not suggest. Okay. Because nobody really, you know, if they're vegetarian, you know, vegetables is called yache. So if you want to ask for, you know, yache or, you know, I would do that. I would not, personally, I don't use this. It's useless. Say, I'm only going over what you're going to use. Or, 돼지고기 못 먹어요. So, means, 돼지고기 means pork, 못, not, and 먹어요 means eat. So, you don't have to ask, do you have any dishes without pork? You just say, you can't eat pork. What about paying? Typically in Korea, you do not ask for the bill separately. Instead, you go directly to the counter and pay after finishing your meal or on your way out. Here, it's a little different. Here, you could just say, check 주세요. Even though the terminology is 계산요, even most Korean people, I see them, they say check 주세요 means check please. Much easier to remember. Check 주세요, please. Okay. You know, you can split the bill later on, no problem. Okay. Okay. 내가 날게요 or 내가 날게, same thing, means I'll pay. This is what you'll say if you want to treat the other person or people in the group. Okay. If you want to say half the bill, which people don't usually do. You know, pan hey, pan means half. 주세요 means please. Very much easier than saying the other two. Okay. Now you're completely ready for your first adventure of ordering in Korean in a local restaurant. Now go out and enjoy all the amazing Korean food has to offer. Okay. So before we continue, okay, I just want to, let me just go back to the top. This place is called 90daykorean.com. So if you want to check it out, you know, you're welcome to check it out for yourself. And when you leave the restaurant, and this is very, very good thing to say. Okay. Ciao, which means well. 먹었습니다. Ciao, 먹었습니다. Okay, which means I ate well, so you're letting them know that the food was good. Okay, very important in Korean restaurants. They want to hear that. You know, they want to hear that you were, you know, you liked the food and the food was good. Okay, so that's it for the Korean lesson today. If you like what you see, again, give me a big thumbs up. Hit that bell notification and please subscribe to my channel. By you subscribing to my channel, it helps me feel that I am appreciated. And by the way, I will reveal on Monday what promo I'm going to do to help you and myself out. Have a nice weekend, and I will see you next week.